Good morning, friends. Brian King here. I have a lot of friends on Instagram and Facebook as well that have chronic pain, chronic illness, mental illnesses like depression, chronic fatigue, chronic pain, things like that. And one question I make a point of asking people is, hey, what's going on in your life? Hey, what's new in your life? And one thing I hear a lot is the response, not much. Nothing really. That is one of the saddest responses I've ever heard in my life, because it tells me that you're not living in gratitude. It tells me that you're not counting your blessings, that you simply have decided that there's some criteria that you need to be living according to, that you need to be, whatever that is, hanging out with your friends on a regular basis, going to a full-time job, that things always need to be entertaining, new, and exciting, or they don't count. In all honesty, getting up every single day, hugging somebody, talking to a friend. If you haven't done it yet today, it's awesome, okay? That stuff counts. It doesn't have to be the exception to be considered as happening. There's always stuff worthy of celebrating in your life every single day, even if it's the same stuff you did yesterday. You didn't do it today, yet, it's still awesome. Tell me about that stuff. If I say, what's going on in your life? Well, you know, I saw my spouse off to work today. I had a good breakfast. Tell me that stuff. Celebrate that stuff. That's all awesome. With that being said, that's not really the point of this video. You know, I just wanted to point out what started the conversation in the first place. But what really is a trap that I find for people that have chronic pain, chronic illness, depression, things that can lead to that unpredictability from day to day that makes it difficult to make plans. I get that. I rarely make plans outside the house, getting together with friends too much, going out to dinners, things like that, because I don't know what my pain level is going to be. I don't know what my fatigue is going to be like, so it's difficult to make plans. But here's the trap. People believe that because you don't want to commit to making plans, that you also don't want to commit to setting goals, okay? The two are not interchangeable. It is critical that you have life goals, even though it is difficult to make plans. Plans are like events. Like, I plan to go to the grocery store today. I plan to go hang out with a friend. Goals are longer term. Goals are where you want to be in your relationships, where you want to be in your mindset, where do you want to be in your career. Those are things that you can work on to some degree regardless of how you feel. I run a business, a global coaching business, where I help people with chronic pain, chronic illness, mental illness. Some days I can pull in a full 8 hours because I'm feeling amazing. Other days, I can maybe only do half a day, couple hours. So I modify, listen to this closely, I modify the amount of work I put into my goals, but I don't give up my goals. And I certainly don't reject the idea of even having goals, because I might be more tired or in more pain from one day to the next. Even if you are struggling in your life, you do not give up the right to grow. Growth is what we've enlisted for. When you look at how life functions in general, it's all about growth, folks. And when our growth is done is when we die. So some days you grow a little bit, some days you grow a lot. I happen to be doing this on a Saturday morning, and I know a lot of folks that take weekends off. I'm not one of them, because growth is something that's very important to me. I don't want to lose my momentum, because it is too easy to have a pain day or have a fatigue day and feel myself getting stuck, almost like I've hit a brick wall. You do 2 days of that, and one of the reasons Monday is so hard, because you've spent 2 days in stagnation, and it's really difficult to get up and go again. So do something in service of your growth over the weekend. Read a couple pages from that book that you're working on that's improving your business mindset or improving your attitude towards your chronic pain or whatever you're reading. but something to keep your mind moving, growing, stimulating your brain to think in a new way. Keep doing something. Listen to that audiobook. Listen to some motivational music that shifts you out of that funk that you find yourself in. But don't give up growth simply because it's the weekend. Don't give up goals simply because you don't know what tomorrow may bring. I have had a few days, rarely, where I literally could do nothing. But here's the beauty. My brain didn't stop just because my body did. I did some reflecting. I did meditation. I was mindful of what I could hear. There were days I couldn't get out of bed. I listened to my kids play downstairs. I listened to the dogs tussling around in the yard. But I didn't resent it. I didn't wish I could participate. Oh man, I feel so sorry for myself. I wish I could be doing these things. It's not that those things didn't enter my mind, but those weren't the things I ended up landing on and fixating on. I focused on being present, reflecting on the things I had accomplished, the things I still planned to accomplish once my body gets past this pain episode or fatigue episode, or once I'm lifted from another depressive phase, whatever it is. But I keep my mind, my efforts in some kind of motion in service of living a quality life, progressing myself, growing in some way, regardless of what my mood, my body is doing. Now, I'm not saying that this is easy. Growth never is. Even plants have to do some work. The key here is plans may be difficult when you're living with some kind of chronic condition. But just because you're reluctant to make plans doesn't mean you should be reluctant to live life and have some kind of outcome that's driving you to get out of bed every single morning and grow in some way, even if it's little exercise, reading from a good book, as I mentioned, listening to some podcasts, something that grows you in some way from one day to day. Because I'll tell you this, if you don't feel like your life is moving forward in some way, that's when you feel like your life is meaningless. And don't ever do that to yourself, because you've got a lot of life to live, no matter how difficult it is. So take that for what it's worth. Hopefully it's been helpful. If there's somebody else you think can benefit from this message, please share it. Until the next time we talk, this has been Brian. Take care of yourself.